Imagine Africa, a continent with millions of unbanked citizens, cross-border payments taking days, high fees, unreliable corridors, remittances from diaspora stuck in legacy banking rails. Imagine small businesses struggling to move capital efficiently. Imagine families waiting for money sent from abroad. And then Ripple appears, with its digital asset XRP, its blockchain ledger, and now a USD-backed stablecoin designed for Africa. Because Ripple understands that efficiency, transparency, and speed are critical, they launch rlusd, Ripple USD. A stablecoin aiming to bridge Africa's fragmented financial system, first corridors in Nigeria, then expanding across the continent, partnerships with fintechs, remittance companies, and exchanges, each corridor operational, proving liquidity, faster settlement, lower fees, and unprecedented transparency. And the stakes are high, millions depend on cross-border payments, businesses need reliable liquidity, economies are growing, the financial infrastructure is evolving. Ripple's stablecoin rollout is not just about technology, it is about inclusion, empowerment, and disruption. Because the old rails are slow, expensive, and often opaque, and the world is watching how Ripple's solution scales, the emotional weight is real, families waiting for remittances experience delays and losses, small businesses struggle to access capital quickly, banks in Africa are often underdeveloped, costly, and limited in scope, fintechs face barriers in onboarding liquidity. And Ripple proposes a solution that reduces friction, optimizes settlements, and provides a stable, dollar-backed bridge. Consider Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, a hub for fintech innovation, remittances, and trade. Ripple's stablecoin rollout here is critical. USD-backed rlusd allows cross-border payments to clear in seconds, fees are minimized, liquidity flows efficiently, the financial ecosystem is enhanced, and the precedent is set for wider African adoption. The strategy is deliberate. Ripple partners with Chipper Cash, Yellow Card, Valor, exchanges, and fintechs that already handle remittances. Onboarding occurs step by step, corridors tested, settlements verified, liquidity proved, compliance frameworks satisfied, and adoption grows quietly but steadily. Proof points emerge with every successful transaction, every dollar moving seamlessly, every corridor live, and banks notice. Traditional institutions face a subtle but real challenge. Stablecoins like rlusd reduce dependency on legacy rails, cut fees, accelerate settlement, and introduce transparency that threatens margins, profitability, and relevance, yet the solution also complements. Because efficiency can coexist with legacy institutions if adopted strategically, but the uncertainty drives concern, debate, and strategic planning. Ripple's approach emphasizes transparency, operational efficiency, and collaboration. The stablecoin is USD-backed, ensuring stability and trust. Corridors are auditable, scalable, and secure, and as adoption grows, the narrative strengthens. Ripple is not speculative. Ripple provides utility, solves real-world problems, and creates tangible financial impact. Add to this the macro perspective. Africa is underbanked but growing rapidly, mobile money adoption is high, fintechs are agile, regulatory frameworks evolving. And Ripple's corridors offer a bridge between traditional finance and modern digital solutions. Every successful corridor reinforces the story, encourages adoption, and builds confidence among users, investors, and partners. Technical adoption compounds, liquidity deepens, volumes increase, corridors expand to multiple countries, settlements shorten, fees drop. And the Ripple stablecoin ecosystem begins to feel like a scalable, reliable alternative to slow legacy systems, and the narrative spreads. As headlines emphasize adoption, innovation, and disruption, the story becomes emotional, tangible, and urgent. And here is the cliffhanger. Ripple's rollout is only beginning. Nigeria is first, Africa is vast, adoption could accelerate, corridors could expand to West Africa, East Africa, Southern Africa, each step bringing both opportunity and resistance. Regulatory questions remain, competition exists, but the potential impact is enormous, and the world watches, waiting to see how Ripple's Africa stablecoin rollout will unfold. Ripple's Africa stablecoin rollout is gaining momentum quietly but steadily. Corridors are tested, liquidity is proven, settlements move in seconds instead of days, businesses experience seamless capital flow, families receive remittances instantly, fintechs integrate rlusd into their wallets and apps, and the ecosystem begins to scale organically. The psychology of adoption is critical. Once users experience speed, low fees, and reliability, trust builds, network effects take hold, and usage grows. Ripple leverages partnerships with Chipper Cash, Valor, Yellow Card, onboarding becomes easier. Corridors expand, liquidity pools deepen, every transaction validates the system, confidence grows, adoption accelerates, and the narrative strengthens. Banks in Nigeria and beyond are watching closely, some cautious, some curious. Traditional rails face competition from a digital asset that offers transparency, efficiency, and compliance. Fees shrink, settlement times compress, margins are challenged, yet the opportunity to integrate exists. the tension between disruption and collaboration fuels strategy meetings, executive debates, and cautious experimentation. Then comes regulatory consideration. Central banks and regulators in Africa are evolving frameworks. Ripple's stablecoin is USD-backed, designed to comply with Know Your Customer, anti-money laundering, and local banking regulations. Each successful corridor demonstrates operational and legal compliance, risk mitigated, trust enhanced, adoption encouraged, and institutional confidence grows. The narrative is amplified by real-world impact. Families receive remittances faster, businesses manage cash flow more efficiently, traders leverage reliable liquidity, cross-border commerce improves, fintechs scale services, and the story becomes tangible, emotional, and relatable. Ripple's rollout is not abstract, it affects people, livelihoods, and economies, and that emotional weight drives engagement, adoption, and attention. Technical scalability is key. Ripple proves corridors can handle increasing volume without delays, liquidity pools are optimized, settlements are secure and instantaneous. Multiple fintech partners expand reach, integration is seamless, adoption grows without friction, every new corridor reinforces trust, and the system becomes increasingly robust and self-sustaining. Global observers take note. Ripple's Africa rollout is a case study in digital asset utility, efficiency, and financial inclusion. Investors analyze adoption metrics, trading volumes, corridor efficiency, and regulatory alignment. The story is compelling. Ripple demonstrates that digital assets can solve real-world problems at scale. Adoption drives credibility, credibility drives inflows, and the ecosystem grows exponentially. Psychologically, the momentum is contagious. Once one country proves corridors work, others are likely to follow. Ripple can expand to Ghana, Kenya, South Africa. Other emerging markets, corridors multiply, adoption accelerates, fees drop further, settlements compress even more, and banks, fintechs, and regulators all adapt to a changing financial landscape. The competitive landscape intensifies, traditional banks face subtle disruption, fintech startups gain traction, remittance companies leverage Ripple for speed, efficiency, and cost savings, market perception shifts, adoption signals utility, credibility increases, institutional observers take note. And Ripple quietly demonstrates that stablecoins are not speculative tools, but operational assets with measurable impact. And here is the cliffhanger. Nigeria is only the beginning. Africa is vast. Corridors could expand rapidly. Adoption could scale exponentially. Regulatory developments could accelerate or delay progress. Competitors could react. Yet Ripple's steady rollout and USD-backed stablecoin provide a credible solution. The story is unfolding, and the next chapters will determine how dramatically Ripple reshapes Africa's financial landscape. As Ripple continues its Africa stablecoin rollout, Nigeria becomes the proof point. USD-backed rlusd flows seamlessly, corridors handle growing volume, fintech partners expand integration, settlements occur in seconds, fees drop dramatically, and the system begins to scale reliably. Adoption accelerates, and the narrative strengthens. The emotional impact is profound. Families receive remittances instantly, businesses manage cash flow efficiently, small traders access liquidity, cross-border commerce becomes faster and more predictable, and financial inclusion expands. Ripple's rollout is no longer abstract, it touches real lives, empowers communities, and demonstrates tangible benefits of digital assets at scale. Banks and legacy institutions face strategic tension.